Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? That's right, Miss Edwina B. Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Coming to you just as transparent and as authentic as I could possibly be. Why? Because my God chose to wake me up this morning on this brand new day that I will never, ever, ever see again. Therefore, I am going to give him the honor, the praise, the glory, the hallelujah, the worship, and just as important, the acknowledgement. My knee bowing experience on February the 22nd of 1993, o'clock in the morning. I cried out to a God that I didn't know to say, whoever they say you are, take me out this life now or show me a better way. And oh boy, how did he show me a better way? He put me on the road to spiritual recovery by utilizing spiritual principles, tools, and resources to apply to all earthly matters. You better believe I am living my heaven here on earth. That's why I know, I desire, I want to, I will give him the acknowledgement all day long. If you follow me throughout the day, Lord, I love you. Lord, thank you. Lord, I love you. Lord, thank you. Lord, I love you. Lord, thank you. All day long. Acknowledgement. And so, because of these spiritual principles, tools, and resources from a variety of avenues, and there is more to come, right? And so I want to first say free from recovery, empowered. From recovery, emerge empowered for the only purpose of giving hope to others, help others prosper equally. So when I tell you that because of my journey, these 34 plus years, and the psychic change that I have obtained and still obtaining has been miraculously wonderful. Yes, nothing and nobody will I choose to give my joy, my peace, my tranquility, my serenity. No, no, no. Let alone take me back underneath that parked car, let alone take me back to drinking. I refuse to tell God to kiss my behind after he met me, delivered me, prepared me from underneath a parked car. Are you kidding me? Do you feel me? No, no, no. It's not going to happen because I am a new creature. I am practicing the fruit of the Spirit. I am giving all my all as much as I possibly can. And I practice doing it unconditionally. You see our topic for today? Anonymous gifts of kindness. So, before I get into our topic today, let me provide you with some updates, okay? So, many of you know that my niece, sister, Helen Sabrina Hall, service is on Saturday, August the 10th at Canaan Baptist Church, 3011 Newcastle Avenue, from noon to 3:30 p.m. The memorial and the repast will be held at our church, where my pastor, Christopher Allen Bullock, and my First Lady, Debbie Bullock, reside. And so I am so, so humbled to be a part of a church family that I never would believe I could be. The way I thought about churches and preachers and the congregation, oh man. When you talk about 180 degrees, woo! Yes, Lord. For going on 19 years, I've been a part of Canaan. We are having our 20th anniversary in September, and I will be there dressed down, dressed down, dressed down, but not. I tell you, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, but I want to invite you to our 20th anniversary with my pastor, Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock, and First Lady, Dr. Debbie Bullock, okay? And so the repast will be following the memorial service, and I thank God for the blessings the church have bestowed upon my family. To God be the glory. If you are inclined to send flowers or make a donation y'all see that? For cash, you can go to Free to Hope, FREETOHOPE, if you want to make a financial donation. Or if you don't believe in Cash App, you can go to rightmortuary.com and go under resources and go under make a payment or send flowers. There are several ways you can contribute to your acknowledgement, your understanding, your consideration, and most importantly, your act of kindness. So, with that being said, I need not say any more. August the 10th, 12 to 3:30, Canaan Baptist Church. Cash donations, Free to Hope, or rightmortuary.com to send flowers or a donation. All right, so let's get into our topic for today. I need a drink. Okay, now, when you see the words anonymous, what comes to your mind? I dissect these words, right? Because in order for me to gain the intent of the author and his choice of a word or words is crucial. From his perspective, I need to try to understand where he's coming from. So, anonymous. I never even heard the word anonymous until I got into recovery. I tell you, boy, there's a whole world out there that we have no clue that's out there. And so when I say I never even heard the word anonymous, let alone pronunciate it or pronounce it, or let alone know the definition, anonymous, what? Without no one knowing. That I choose to be anonymous if I do something for somebody, if I give something to somebody, if I make a contribution. Me acknowledging that I did that is not necessary. Me getting pat on the back and getting praise for doing something, that's about ego and pride. No, anonymous just means without knowing, without letting nobody know who, what, when, and where. Just doing acts of kindness, right? Anonymous. And then it says gifts, right? Now, many of you know, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Many of you know y'all like gifts, right? Yes, you like being surprised. You like getting flowers and boxes of candy, and you like somebody to take you shopping or somebody to take you out to dinner, give you a little box, give you a big box, present you with a car, even buy a house. We all like gifts, right? Okay, you got me, right? Okay, so anonymous gifts. So would you want to know who brought you a car, who brought you a house, who paid for your dinner, who paid for your trip? Wouldn't you want to know? You'd be like, who did that? Who did that? It's not for you or me to know if it is anonymous, and it is a gift. Okay, so therefore, Gift of what? Gift of kindness. Gift of kindness. Oh, I want to turn this thing around. Y'all just don't know how yet, but gifts of kindness. To give somebody a plate of food while their back is turned and disappear. To be at the back of the line and pay for the first 5 people in front of you. They don't know you did it because you're in back of the line, right? Gifts of kindness, right? What is it about some of us that has this character building asset to be anonymous with gifts of kindness? Now, if we go back into our own history, can you recall when you received gifts of kindness, when your family received a gift of kindness, and you didn't know where it came from? Now, my mother, as many other mothers and families, right, struggle and still struggles, right? And there are times when mommy may know, but we don't know where the extra food came from, where the extra money came from, where our Christmas toys came from, where our clothing for Easter came from, when somebody paid for our books to go to school, when somebody gave my mother some money to take us shoe shopping, school shopping, right? We don't know, but my mother knows. And guess who else knows? My God, right? And so those who are the recipient and the beneficiaries of the gifts, they don't know. And rightfully so. They shouldn't know. Because one of the things that we as human beings are guilty of is wanting praise and acknowledgement and to be in the spotlight and look what I did, look what I did. No, that's ego, pride, that's vanity. No, we don't want that, right? And so I thank my God for allowing me to learn these spiritual principles, tools, and resources to apply to all earthly matters, including the 12-step Alcoholics Anonymous traditions, the 12-step fellowship, the 5 agreements by the Louise family, the ability for me to keep a journal the first 4 years of my recovery, the gospel songs provided by Benjamin Trimby Brown, the late Benjamin Trimby Brown, where his spiritual revival hour emphasis was on education, consolation, meditation, and inspiration. Okay. And so the 5 agreements by the Louise family. Oh, what an awesome gift. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions. Always do your best. Be skeptical, but learn to listen. See, there are all types and forms of gifts that we have to be able to spiritually understand once we have our knee-bowing experience. Listen, y'all know I'm writing my dissertation finally, right? And when I was in class with the deacons and the bishops and all of the people who were getting their masters or bachelors in Bible studies, biblical studies. I told you these dentures and this Bell's palsy act up sometime, right? But so as classes are going on and I have not reached that level of spirituality that is needed to understand some things, listen, there's not a shy bone in my body. But yes, Edwina. But yes, Edwina. Yep. Yes, Edwina. Can you help me understand how a donkey talks? Can you help me understand how somebody can walk on water? Can you help me understand how somebody can be brought back from the dead and they were dead for hours? Huh? I raised my hand, raised my hand because I wanted to understand. And bless his heart, my professor, Dr. Reverend Vincent P. Oliver, pulled me to the side one day along with Dr. Reverend Steve Wright. And they began to first they prayed with me, right? And then they began to show me how I was looking at things from a human perspective, because I have not elevated and crossed over to the spiritual understanding of things. So I was like, huh? Yeah. Well, and they compared. You see how you doing in your 12-step spiritual program, right? So you take that same process and bring it over here. Okay. And so that's what helped me to understand, right, the spiritual aspect of our journey here on life, and how if I am willing to learn, implement, and practice spiritual principles on all earthly matters, I will be coming from the spiritual angle and not the human angle. Okay, that makes sense? This is only the vessel. What spirits are occupying this vessel? And so now I understand that when we talk about the fruit of the spirit versus the spirits of the enemy, oh, what a different contrast, right? And so now we have this topic that says anonymous gifts of kindness. All right, so let's see what the literature says. Okay, let's go to our reading for today. All right, let's go. I know, y'all ready to get down and dirty. All right, so here it is. It says July the 29th, A.A. Della Reflections, Anonymous Gifts of Kindness. This statement, this quote comes from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions off of page 14, where our co-founders, Bill W., Dr. Bob, contributed. And it says, as active alcoholics, we were always looking for a handout in one way or another. Right? Then it says here, the person in recovery shares his perspective. The challenge of the seventh tradition is a personal challenge, right? And it says, reminded me to share and give of myself. Before sobriety, the only thing I ever supported was my habit of drinking. Now my efforts are a smile, a kind word, and kindness. I saw that I had to start carrying my own weight and to allow my new friends to walk with me, because through the practice of the 12 steps and 12 traditions, I've never had it so good. Oh, my. Are y'all ready to dissect this baby? We got a good 10 minutes. Okay, let me take a drink of coffee. All right. Okay, so check it out. First, let me do this. Remember, I said earlier, gifts from our perspective are, great things, good things, marvelous things, things that make us happy, things make us joyful, right? But there are other forms of gifts that we receive every day and don't even acknowledge. Yes, that we take for granted. The gift of this day, the gift of breathing, the gift of being told to rise, the gift of our senses, the gifts of our ability to walk, talk, feel, taste, hear, right? The gift of what? The gift of being able, right, to live among others. The gift of life. However, I did not understand the gift of life until I had that knee bowing experience, which is a gift in all its own and all by itself. Do you know that every knee is going to bow and every mouth will confess that he is Lord? That is a gift all by itself. Edwina, how can you say that? You was underneath a park car. You was a prostitute. You committed murder. You had an abortion as a prostitute. You was a crackhead. You was an alcoholic. You tried to commit suicide. You've been raped. You hurt people. You robbed dead bodies. You stepped over dead bodies. How is that knee bowing experience a gift, Edwina? I'm glad you asked. I didn't know it was a gift either. But when I cried out to this God that I heard about, and he was a punishing God, so how can the gift of God be good if he's a punishing God? And so me crying out, whoever they say you are, take me out this life or show me a better way. That cry in itself was a gift. Was a gift, y'all. When I learned that my creator is the creator of all things, even the enemy, my perspective started to change. I perceived things differently. When I learned and applied these spiritual principles, tools, and resources, I obtained a psychic change because I was seeing things before with my human eye, and now I'm seeing it with my spiritual eye. I used to deal things with my human ear. Now I'm using my spiritual ear to listen. Those are gifts for the purpose of being connected to the force that's responsible for all of us. And so no matter what life deals us in a hand of cards, a deck of cards, I found out through my knee bowing experience, through my journey, who the dealer is. And once I found out who the dealer is, I said, what an awesome, awesome gift. Yes, awesome gift, okay? So, y'all got my drift? So let's dissect this baby some more, all right? And so it says here, as active alcoholics, we were always looking for a handout in one way, form, or fashion, right? So how many can relate to that, right? I want what I want when I want it. It's all about me, me, me. The self-centeredness is the core of our disease of alcoholism and any other disease that we have, right? Which is why there are a number of 12-step programs using the same spiritual principles created by Alcoholics Anonymous, who learned from the previous two movements, the Oxford group and the Washingtonians. And so when Dr. Carl Jung said, people like you with the disease of addiction, alcoholism, right? And we are all ill to some extent. What y'all need is a psychic change brought about by divine providence, divine intervention. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That was underneath that parked car, right? When this God that I didn't know allowed me to stay here, the spiritual student became ready and the spiritual teachers appeared, all right? And so no longer did I believe once I did the work that something was wrong with me. What I found out that there was plenty that happened to me. That's why the step work is so important. And that's why they says, as an active alcoholic, we were always looking for a handout in one way or another, okay? But the person in recovery, you know, he shares his experience by saying, the challenge of the seventh tradition, which states that each group is fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. We're talking about the meeting places where we meet to have our gathering of people in recovery. And so our seventh tradition is a personal challenge. So the challenge of the seventh tradition is a personal one, reminding me to share and give of myself, right? And so oftentimes people don't understand, and like I didn't, when we come to a meeting and somebody's passing around a basket, we heard what they just said, right? Our seventh tradition states that we are fully self supporting, declining outside contributions, right? So let me give you an example. All righty. When I was in the hit house or the bar, our common goal was to get it on. I didn't need nobody coming in selling airplanes. I didn't need nobody coming in telling me how to get insurance. No, they wanted to contribute this and contribute that. No, no, you messing up my high. You interfering. We gonna take care of ourselves. Be gone. Okay. So you got the example, right? So now that we're in Alcoholics Anonymous, right? We want to be fully self-supporting, not with drinking and drugs and all of that. We want to be self-supporting by staying sober and helping another alcoholic achieve sobriety. So we need to support ourselves, right? And so he goes on to say, before sobriety, right? Before where you at? Before sobriety, right? The only thing I ever supported was my habit of drinking. I'm telling you, y'all, people who don't understand the disease of alcoholism, uh, the disease of addiction, uh, think about something that you really, 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 really like and want, that you will really, 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 really go to any length to get it. You will lie, you will cheat, you will steal, you will manipulate, you will be deceitful, right? You will be sneaky, right? Because I want what I want. Okay? So when something pulls us like that and create all of those demonic spirits, right, that I just mentioned, where's that going to get me, right? And so one thing that I learned in my addiction, which was a gift too, that at the end of my road, that I did not want to be here to get any of that stuff anymore, not one more second, right? All the lying, all the stealing, all the, oh, no, 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 right? And so I understand, he says, before sobriety, the only thing I ever supported was my habit of drinking. And that meant anything and anybody who stood in my way. Listen, when I say I had blinders on, people with the disease of addiction had blinders on because our disease is lashing at us. Get my drink, get my drug, do, do, do. I don't care who you hurt. I don't care what you say. Get it, get it, get it. And so that spirit uses this vessel to achieve its purpose. Okay? So now he goes on to say, now my efforts are a smile. Yes, Lord. See, I told y'all, Lord, I thank you. Now, as a result of these spiritual principles, tools, and resources, right? My efforts are a smile, a kind word, and kindness. So how do you demonstrate? How do you demonstrate, right, what this is saying, right? It says here, the challenge of the seventh tradition is a personal challenge, reminding me to share and give of myself. Before sobriety, the only thing I ever supported was my habit of drinking. So, what are you supporting, right? What is your selfishness, your self-centeredness supporting, right? It says, right? Now my efforts are a smile, a kind word, and kindness. Okay. And then the person in recovery shares even more. I saw that I had to start carrying my own weight and to allow my new friends to walk with me, because through the practice of the 12 steps and 12 traditions, I've never had it so good. Oh, my. Let's dissect this baby. Woo! I saw that I had to start, right? Huh? No more selfishness, no more self-centeredness. I had to start carrying my own weight, right? No more dependence on people, places, and things. I had to carry my own weight. The God that I now know said, I'm with you, but it's better if you work along with me. My will is going to be done with or without your permission, but I can use you, Edwina. You cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, you're crazy, but I created you, I know you, and I can use you, Edwina. I could use you, Edwina. So accept that as a gift, that many are called, but few are chosen. I chose you, Edwina. I chose you. What a gift to be chosen. Woo! When they say I've never had it so good, I listen. Okay? So it says here, right? I saw that I had started carrying my own weight and to allow my new friends. Let's stop there. My new friends. You know, there are 6 billion people on this earth, something like that, right? My new friends. When I did my 4-step inventory, I learned a lot about where my attitude, my ideas, my thinking, right? My behaviors were first formulated, and the people who helped contribute to that, right? And so the Ruiz family calls it domestication, right? And that domestication is perpetuated from generation to generation to generation. Well, who is going to break the cycle? I was chosen to break the cycle. I was chosen to break the curse. I was chosen to be a model of what God can do for you. He has prepared me, molded me, shaped me, directed me, ordered my steps to do 2 things. I brought you out of that muck and mire, and I need you, want you, and you are going to stay sober, because when you have that knee-bowing experience, you only have it once. Therefore, now that I got your attention from underneath that parked car, you don't see it as a gift, but you better believe it's a gift. Yep. And so I want you to stay sober, because I need you, Edwina, to help somebody else who was in your same situation and who is outside of the 12-step program, because all my children are sick to some extent, right? Those who are well, they don't need me. But those who are yet sick need me, and they need to see manifestation of how this God that, like, you don't know I exist, but the fact that they're breathing, duh. I love it, right? That they had to come to the point in their journey here on earth in this sinful world, born of a sinful nature, to find their way back to me, knowing that they may need me, but like you, Edwina, I want them to want me. So I need your help. I need you. I want you. I chose you, right? To be anonymous where you possibly can, and give acts of kindness. Okay? And so it says here, right? New friends. I have placed you in an atmosphere where you have new friends around the globe. Yes, you do, Edwina. I have placed good people, places, and things around the world that are spiritual in nature, so that you can still do the 2 things I only ask you to do. That is to stay sober and to help another alcoholic achieve sobriety. You will be helping more than you could even imagine. But that's not for you to know. It's none of your business. But I need to use you to be my instrument and showing people that if I did it for you, I could do it for them too. So I need to put you around new friends who have the same goal, who have the same desire, who have the same craving to be of service, not to man, but to me. Ha ha ha. What a gift, all right? So, new friends to walk with me because why? Through the practice of the 12 steps and the 12 traditions, y'all will see, experience, and know you've never had it so good. Listen, when I say that I am living my heaven here on earth, you better believe it. You better believe it. Yes, I am. But it says right? Through the spiritual tools, resources, and principles that I have learned since I had the gift of my knee bowing experience. Yeah, see? Somebody may say, and I used to say, that was humiliating. That was degrading. That was horrific. Are you kidding me? A gift? Yes. God's gift and my gifts are worlds apart. What I see as a gift, God, you don't know what a gift is until you get to know me, until you get to want to know me. And you won't know what a gift is until I use you after preparing you for what I want you to do. Yes, I love it. So, let me close by saying this. Many of you go throughout the day and like me, and there were times when I would judge a book by its cover. Look at that bum, look at that prostitute, look at that drug addict, look how he did. Yeah, look, right? And all I see is the physical. But my spiritual tools, resources, and principles have taught me how to look for the spirit that is operating through that situation, that person, that circumstance, right? Once I began to identify what spirit is operating and trying to manifest its desires, that for me is a gift with the spirit of discernment. And so my mother used to tell my daddy, Edward, that's not your daughter. That's not Edwina. That's the enemy in her. Eddie, if you kill her, you will never get your daughter back, but you can always get money. That's not Edwina, Eddie. Don't do it. Don't do it. Voila, I'm still here, right? And so now when I go about my day, because of what my knee bowing experience was a gift to me, right? Now I got the full spiritual understanding of what a true gift is and how anonymous it is. But I know it is from my creator. I know that much, right? That I must be here to be of service to others. And therefore, my whole journey, my whole purpose, my destiny has already been set out, blueprinted, and I'm on the right track. Yes. Anytime I can be cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, take out my dentures, put them back in, speak without my... Who cares? Who cares? Right? If you, like me, heard with your spiritual ear and see with your spiritual eyes, you will not see this, but you will be tuned in to the spiritual message and not focus on the messenger. So listen, I just love being in recovery. Y'all know that I'm getting ready to go to my AA meeting this morning. And I just want to say to you, and you, that if it's God's will that he wakes us up tomorrow morning and give us the gift of life once again, what are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with the people that you come in contact with? What are you going to do for those who are less fortunate? Will you be anonymous and giving gifts of kindness without any expectations of return? Because that's not what anonymous is. You know what I mean? So if you give, nobody knows you're doing it, right? But you and God, right? And then you don't want to do it because you know God's going to pat you on the back type of thing. No, no, no. It has to come from the heart. And it only can come from the heart is when you've been there and done that in any way, shape, form, or fashion. All human beings are ill to some extent. Have you been set free from recovery? Have you emerged empowered from recovery now? Have you emerged empowered? How were you set free to emerge? Are you using spiritual principles, tools, and resources? If it's not spiritual, it ain't happening. You're still lying to yourself. Domestication is something, right? When I learned that I needed to unlearn what I learned in order to learn something else that's spiritual in nature, I will never be free. So when this God decided to keep me here and to show me a better way, I've never had it so good because I practice applying spiritual principles, tools, and resources to all earthly matters. I shared yesterday at my AA meeting before I went to church. Me and Pop was there. I said, I'm at a level of peace that surpasses all of my understanding. In the midst of the funeral, in the midst of the fighting, in the midst of what's going on in the world, in the midst, what? Because I know who I am and I know whose I practice to the best of my ability, not giving anything or anybody that much power to tell God to kiss my behind. Oh, hell to the no. Oh, no, no, no. Now, my humanness may kick in here and there, and I have to come back and apologize to you. But I'm not giving anything or anybody that much power ever again to steal my joy, my peace, my serenity, my tranquility. That is a gift from my Creator. When they say wear the world like a loose garment, I understand it now, but I didn't understand it then. Why? Because I was trying to understand it from my humanness and not my spiritual part of me, my existence, right? Okay, so be of service to someone. One of the things I did learn that I had to be kind to myself. Yeah. I had to forgive myself. Yes. I had to learn how to love myself. Yes. I had to learn how to like myself. I had to learn to be patient with myself. I had to learn to be tolerant with myself. And as a result of these 12 spiritual principles, tools, and resources, I have applied those things to me first. Then I acknowledge who was giving me the strength, the courage, and the know-it-all, right? To apply spiritual principles, resources, and tools to all earthly matters for the purpose of helping set somebody else free and giving them hope, help others prosper equally. So when I learn to do those things for myself first, then I can be kind to you. I can be patient with you. I can be tolerant with you. I can even forgive you. But let me add the word practice. Practice. The more I practice demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, the more spiritually I grow. I recognize when my humanness kicks in, but I have a choice whether to follow through or hit that pause button and say, Lord, forgive me. Humbly ask Him to remove my shortcomings. Continue to have me turn away from my sin. And that's what Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock shared yesterday. Turn away. Turn away. Turn away. Once you have been brought to awareness of what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're acting, and you have a choice to decide to go left instead of going right, you should recognize it's called self-will. God continues to give us a choice. Because I've never had it so good, I will practice 100% to the best of my ability, asking myself daily with my thoughts, my actions, my behaviors, my ideas, Edwina, is it going to feed the flesh or is it going to feed the spirit? And every time I choose the spirit, oh my God, I've never had it so good. So, hope to see you tomorrow. And if I don't, may these words that I say to you right now, may you hear them with your spiritual ears. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love you. I love you. You hear me? I love you. I love you. I love you. Woo. I've never had it so good. Never had it so good. Why would I want to give this up for what? To who? Oh, no. No. I love you. I love you. You love me. We are one big old family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. I love you, brother, sure, brothers. I love you. I love you, sure. I love you. I love you. I love you. Lord, I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you. Woo! The topic for today was anonymous gifts of kindness. Be blessed and be a blessing to others. He wants to use you, but only if you had that knee-bound experience and you have a made-up mind not to go back. But if you go back, you're going to get somebody to bring them forward into the hands of our Creator. God bless.